Good evening, everybody. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the Three Stuffed Mums, the viral edition. This is episode number 6. We've made it over one hand. We're on to the second hand now, so that's good. And if you are just joining us for the very first time, let us introduce ourselves to you. My name is Kate. I'm self-isolating at home, and I am physically stuffed.
I'm Maggie. I'm working from home, so I'm mentally stuffed.
And I'm Kehao, and I'm stuck at home with my husband all day, so we're about ready to tell each other to get stuffed.
And we're the Three Stuffed Mums.
Yay! And Glenn's saying boo. I'm hoping that's in regards to your comment, Kehao, that it's boo and not that it's what he's watching.
I think it's more like, instead of saying hello, he's like boo, like he's here.
Oh, okay, cool. Not a boo.
Yeah, well, it better not be. I always used to tell him, you would never know if I ground the glass really, really fine. You wouldn't know till it's too late. So, since I'm doing the cooking, best you pay attention.
Let's get a quick shout out to Rod and Karen and Judy. Hello.
Hello.
To the show tonight. And if you're watching on the replay, hello as well. Glenn's saying, wait for my visit. This is going to be exciting. When will that happen? Who knows? Okay, how you love it.
Yeah, I told him I'm going to get him a red and white striped jumper and a red beanie, and he'll just pop in.
Nice. All right, so we've got a big show lined up for you tonight. It is the show before Mother's Day, so it's got a bit of a Mother's Day theme, hence the beautiful flowers. And we've got our Isovations again, like normal. We have got Are You Ready to Mumble? We've also got a Go Ask Your Mother's segment, and then we're going to be finishing off with Bingeable. And tonight's Mumbles comes courtesy of Maggie, and she's going to get stuck into Zoom conference calls, meetings. What are we calling them?
Conference calls.
Yeah.
Teleconferencing. Yeah.
Teleconferencing. So stay tuned for that. But Kayha, where's our intro music?
Ding, 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 ding. We're going to have to get this recorded. It just seems so silly. Ding, 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 ding. Isovations. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Isovations. Like the queens that we are.
Alrighty. So what are our isovations, which are observations of isolation? Isolation observations comes up with I'll get it right one week. Yes. Yeah. Anyway, what are they, ladies?
Isolation observations.
Yeah.
The observation of the nation in isolation.
Have we got any isovations?
Well, you know what I've been seeing on Facebook is people holding up signs now that say stop showing your vacation videos and stop showing your kids and stop showing pictures of your pets and stuff. And I'm like, what are you? And they don't seem to realize how ironic it is that they're showing pictures of themselves doing this by telling people not to show pictures. It's like they don't, what idiots. And since when do you become like the police force on Facebook, what people can and cannot post? Jesus, if you want to not post something, that's fine. But you know what? Don't dampen other people's gigs, and plus, you know what I mean? I mean, Jesus, you want to get pissed off about people posting stuff. There's the flat earthers you can get mad about. There's the racists. There's the people shooting animals. There's all this stuff going on in the world. But no, you get mad at Granny for showing her pet cat that's got a bonnet on. Please, just pick your fights, people. Just pick your fights. Oh, God.
Radio. How?
I mean, seriously.
The table's been thumped.
I'm telling you right now.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh,
one
God.
thing I have noticed is that every shop, every shop and his dog has got hand sanitizer, it seems. Like the hand sanitizer is everywhere right now. I had to go and get some for the office today, so I had to go and buy a couple of big things of it, and I felt a little bit like I was hoarding toilet paper all over again. So that was interesting. But I've seen it's at the petrol station, it's at the supermarkets, obviously it's at the chemist, and I was even in Mitre 10 on the weekend, and Mitre 10's going the older hand sanitizer. So
yeah, well, it's funny that because about just when we started the isolation, I remember I was in the pharmacy and all the pharmacy people had to wear the masks. And the lady that was serving me said, "Oh, I hate this mask. You know, I can't speak properly. I can't breathe properly." Anyway, I asked her about hand sanitizer. And she said, "We don't have." Well, what she actually said was, "We don't have any right now, but we'll have in a few weeks' time. We'll have a ship full." And then she took her mask off and she said, "I said a ship full. I said it with a P." So she was right. We do have heaps.
Yeah, there is a lot now. And the other thing fascinating, I was in Rundle Mall today. If you're not familiar with Rundle Mall, if you're not from Adelaide, it is like the big shopping strip in Adelaide. Apple, the Apple store, shout out to the Apple Mac users and the iPhone users. But what was there? So there was this massive, ridiculously big line out the front of the Apple store. I was like, oh, is there a new iPad being released today or something? No, apparently not. But everyone had a blue mask on their face. There was a security guard checking the temperatures. And then there was another security guard with a mask on as well. And I'm just like, wow, this is pretty epic just to get into Apple. So
Wow.
Yeah. So if we start seeing us getting back into things, I'm a little bit worried how much of a massive, disastrous difficulty it's going to be to try and do that, and whether we might as well just stay at home anyway because it's just all too hard to get anything.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting when this finally winds down, how many people go back to just spreading germs like they normally would. You know what I mean? Not buying sanitizer, not, whatever. I mean, it'll be interesting to see people like, oh, hey, how you doing? How you going to shake hands? I mean, you would think in this century people would know about germs. I mean, but apparently you have to educate people to wash their hands. And when this is all over, they'll think, oh, well, we don't have to do it anymore. That's the thing. And then it's just going to blossom again. It's like people are...
See, I don't know. I get the feeling this is not going to be over for a very, very
it's not going to be over for a while. But I'm just waiting for the people to go, all right, we don't need this anymore. I can stop washing my hands. Oh, God.
Well, I saw a good one the other day, but do you remember back in the day when birthday cake, somebody would blow all over it and then we'd eat?
Oh, yeah.
and people would eat them. I have been known to pass on a few toddlers' birthday cakes, however.
Yes.
Yeah, my 4-year-old grandson in Hawaii, while they were singing Happy Birthday, he was licking the cake. I'm like, oh, Jesus, no, stop. And my son's like, hey, stop licking the cake, stop licking the cake. He's like, they're like, Happy Birthday. I'm like, oh, no, I don't want that piece. This is yours.
And did you have anything else to add, Maggie?
I think we're just moving into a different phase now, because up until now I've been very careful about make sure I'm eating well, make sure I go on my walk every day. And for the past 2 days, I've just gone, stuff it, I don't feel like it. No. What's that? Cheese on toast? Yes, please, I'll have that. Yes, I will have another glass of wine. Yes, so I think I'm on the slippery slope. I'm in the
Well, you know what? Wine has alcohol. You want to keep clean. So, hey.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So, buy up all the alcohol, because when you run out of hand sanitizer in your office, Kate, you guys could just have a shot and wash your hands with it and just everything, a little behind the ears.
That meme, I love that. I love that meme about nowadays in isolation, my hands are consuming more alcohol than I am.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't want that. Alrighty, so let's get on to our next segment of the evening. Let me just pop it in here. Hang on, hide that one. Oh, look at this, I'm doing everything. Okay, all right, so who's going to introduce tonight's segment? Okay, how is that you?
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
And he's gone. Just like that.
That was, let's see, he waited till 8:12.
But his timing was pretty impeccable. He's gone right in the middle of 2 segments, K-How. We can't give him, we have to give him props for that.
Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. All right, we're doing Mom's Day.
Mummy.
Hey? No, we're doing
Mommy?
this. We're doing this. Are you ready?
Oh, that's right. Mumbly pig. We're mumbling.
And
Go,
tonight-
Maggie.
And tonight's Mumble coming all the way from Maggie.
Teleconference. I don't know how many of you guys out there are also working from home. I mean, we're lucky. It's a privilege. If you have an office-based job, often you can do that work from home because of all the tech we've got, and it's fantastic. And a real boon for working from home has been the ability to teleconference, because you can get hold of your colleagues, you can have a chat, you can have meetings, you can have huge meetings. You can get more people in a teleconference meeting than you can get into a room. So all of a sudden, one of the headaches that we used to have about trying to find meeting rooms, we don't have to do that anymore. We can just schedule it in and do it. And it's great. But there are some drawbacks to the old teleconferencing. So right now, I'm talking about the teleconferencing we do for work. We, because I work for state government, we don't use Zoom because it's not quite so secure, and we use Microsoft Teams, which is a great tool. However, it's thrown up some interesting things. So I'll give you one of the examples. I like to listen to the radio. It's a chill radio station in the background that I just stream when I'm on the computer, when I'm doing my work. Which is really good until I realised that some of their tracks have sound effects in them that are a bit like the sound when you're getting an impromptu call from your boss. So it sounds like somebody's trying to phone you for a phone call, but like a video phone call. And the amount of times I've panicked and shut everything down, and it's been no phone call at all. That's just be careful what radio station you listen to, because you don't want to be thinking that. It's like the equivalent of driving along in your car and you hear sirens and you realise it's a flipping radio, and it's not you. Oh.
Yeah, I guess you do have to watch the music, because you don't want to hear like, oh, I smacked my bitch. It's like, oh no, sorry, wrong station.
Yeah, exactly. So the other thing, of course, the big thing with the teleconference is the visuals. There's a few things that you really need to attend to before you go into the meeting. When you are logging on to the meeting, you usually have a chance to check what you look like, how the shot's framed before you actually join. Use this. It'll help you avoid a number of mistakes. The first one is the typical boomer shot, and I will demonstrate that to you right now. What I call the boomer shot, and that's when somebody logs on to a meeting, but it looks like this. Tends to happen with people who are probably 50 plus.
Hey.
I know.
That would be me, but only because I'm short.
Not digital natives. So let some people just remember, have a look at how you're framed. Don't want a boomer shot. Now, the second thing is also be aware of what's behind you. When I did PR back in the 1980s, it was PR 101. When you're setting up a client for a press conference, put them in front of a bookshelf. It makes them look like they are quite
smart,
brainy, and because they read. Yeah. Or if they're a scientist, put them in a white coat, kind of thing. These days, we're doing it from home. We have to be aware of what's in the background. This is my creative space. And so I've just, it's been like this for a while. And you might have noticed that in previous meetings, I've had that mirror slightly over a bit. And that's because the first painting there is a nude. And so you can't see it quite so much just now, but during the daytime when the people are logging on and we're having work meetings, it might be disconcerting to see a Steve Duggan original nude there. So that's why I've moved the mirror tonight, just so you can see what exactly is there. Right, so that's the second thing. I did have a near miss. I was in a teleconference with my director. The first week we were working from home, and at that point the desk was turned the other way around with the door at my back. And I was talking to my director, and she's lovely. And all of a sudden I heard the water pipes getting turned off, realizing that my husband was in the shower. He turned the shower off and realized that pretty soon he'd be shuffling past that open door to get some jocks and socks out the drawer. And I said, Natalie, I just have to go and close the door right now. And she went, oh, okay. And I went up and I closed the door. And she asked me what it was, and I told her. She laughed. Thank God, she's beautiful. But you know, you can have that thing like that guy, the journalist in Spain, who had his girl on the side walk past behind him in the hotel room on television. She was nude. Yeah, Google it. It's funny. Anyway, yeah. So get well set up before the meeting. Now, during the meeting, depending on the tool you get, you might get the feedback like we've discovered. That's why we're all wearing our headphones. So watch out for your sound. But yeah, the thing is, I was, and we were talking about this before the show tonight. It really makes you tired doing a lot of meetings like this through the day, because we're used to all these non-verbal cues. And our body and our mind is used to being able to pick up information in a whole lot of different ways. You know, you can see people, you can hear them, sometimes you can smell them. But, you know, we're used to getting multiple input of different kinds of information. But with this, there's just the one. We've got the words and some of the visual cues, but not that many. And that can be really tiring. So by the end of the day, sometimes you feel like your eyes are that size and they're absolutely square. So I've read a few articles on this, and all of them say really give yourself some time when you come off just to get up, walk around, stretch, get a cup of tea, do something to get yourself back into the room again. And it's, you know, 1, 2, 3, and you're back in the room. Just be kind to yourself in that respect. It's not like being at the office. Screen sharing. One of the great things about the tech is that we can share our screens. So if you've got a complicated diagram, and that you can share your screen and show everybody in the telemeeting just what you've done, all the detail. The problem with that is most people are using laptop screens, and that fantastically detailed Gantt chart that you had is now reduced to that size. Now that means anybody who's got their camera on and they're trying to see what you've written on the Gantt chart will be like that, trying to read what you've actually got. So yeah, only screen share if you know that your colleagues have got big screens so they can actually read what's on the thing.
The other way, they look like they're looking down your blouse. Hey, stop that. You pervert.
That facial of you, Maggie, just going straight up to the screen like that is so funny.
Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me?
Oh, big brother.
And now, with work meetings, it's really easy. They're great because you have a start time and you have a finish time. And at the end, you go, all right, see you, good to talk to you, bye, bye. And then you go. However, if you're on a social meeting, it's really awkward trying to leave because you can't say, oh, well, I've got to go. And no, you don't.
Yeah.
You have nowhere
someone's
to go.
at the door. No, there's nobody at the door.
No. You have nowhere to go. You have nothing to do.
You big fat liar.
You've been sitting, eating and drinking while you're talking to everybody.
And then you can't even say, oh, I've got to get home because you're already at home. Like, you've got to get
You're already home.
Don't you?
So people will automatically assume that you're fed up with them. They don't want to. Well, and, you know, in a nice way, sometimes that's true. Sometimes you run out of things to say when you haven't been anywhere or done anything. So find the right kind. Talk about this with your Zoom shares, and find the right etiquette for you and your pals to be able to say, look, it's been fantastic, but I need to go.
Yeah, get a safe word.
Yeah, safe word would be good. Can't even do that. Oh, you're breaking up. Can't do that visually. So yeah, talk about it. Talk about the elephant in the room because it's going to happen.
Yeah, you got to be creative.
I don't think it works.
And
We're breaking. And you know. Is that clear?
what?
Yeah.
So all in all, teleconferencing is great. Has some downfalls. Try and get around it. Let's establish that new etiquette so we can all piss off when we really want to. Thank you.
Well, yeah, because you don't want to be like that council guy. They had that council meeting. He was drinking alcohol. He forgot that you could see. Everybody could see him. What an idiot!
What an absolute amateur! Everybody knows if you want alcohol during work time, you just put it in a coffee mug.
Yeah, really.
Do what everybody else does.
You got five, and you got.
And here's an extra special tip from Julie Shinnick too. She says, always turn the video function off when you pick up your laptop and move. My colleague got an eyeball the other week.
Yeah.
Really?
Especially if you're not wearing pants. Good Lord.
And then there's, I don't know if this is actually helpful, Rod. Sorry, but Rod just says, just set a time limit. Let's catch up for half an hour.
Yeah, that'll work for some people.
But I don't know if it'll work for me. I think I'd just be like, because, you know, when you say half an hour, it's never half an hour, especially friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that wouldn't work for us. We can't even stick to that now.
Speaking of timings, let's keep moving on. We got to the segment, which is Go Ask Your Mother. Woo-hoo! Yay! So in Go Ask Your Mothers, the idea is that all the curly questions that dads don't want to answer, they go, so go ask your mum. So this is why we're having this session. But tonight we're doing a little bit of it differently. We're doing a bit of a Mother's Day theme. So let me just pop the question up here, which is, hang on. Ladies, what is the most memorable gift you have given or received on Mother's Day? Because Mother's Day is happening on Sunday. A heads up for any of the dads out there who've got little people who need to make sure that their little people get presents for their mums. It's on Mother's Day is on Sunday. So, ladies, what is the most memorable gift you have given or received on Mother's Day? Kay Howe, take it away.
Well, I don't know, but I found something when I was rummaging through the old albums, and it was a lovely little Mother's Day card from my son. And I keep a lot of things that my son has done for me. And this, I have a framed painting of his that he did in preschool, which is quite lovely. And this was his card. I think he was about 10 when he wrote this. You know, Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I know you guys say, Mom, there's an O. There's supposed to be a U, but it was Hawaii, so shut up. And on the Mother's Day, you know, they say, you know, my name is, it's a little thing that it's a little form they fill out that their teachers give them, you know, what do you like best? And, you know, needs all this kind of stuff. And then at the end, bless him, he goes, what would you like what is my Mother's Day wish for you? He says, I wish you have a wonderful day and have nothing but good luck. It's like, good luck being a mother. I know you have a hard time with that. So let me just tell you now, good luck. Which I thought was adorable. But see, my son always had a lovely sense of humor, which I do miss, because like one time I showed him one of my first promo shots, and I said, I don't know, do I look really fat in this? I said, you know, the camera adds 10 pounds. He looked at it and he went, yeah, how many cameras were they using, Mom? Thank you, son. Make me feel like a lovely mother. Get out. But anyway.
Oh, that's rough.
I know.
Oh dear.
That's very rough.
I know.
I don't know why this one has popped into my head from a gift of what I've given or received, but back when I was a little person and we would make handmade gifts for our mums for Mother's Day, I remember back in the very early 80s, mums are the most patient people on earth, aren't they? We had that velvet satin ribbon, like it was a velour satin ribbon, or about that sort of size. It had 2 bathroom tiles stuck on it, like 2 square bathroom tiles, like on a diamond shape, and then a bit of dried flour stuck on top of the tiles, and a little ring at the top for a wall hanging for our mums, which was like a green velour ribbon with 2 cream white bathroom tiles, you know, the little sort of mosaic ones about that sort of size. And 2 dead bits of dried 70s style flowers. I'm like, happy Mother's Day.
Sounds great. I had 23 hours of labor for this. Thank you so much.
And the best bit was I have 2 sisters, so Mum got 3 bits of crap every year for Mother's Day.
Oh, bless.
Oh.
At least it wasn't made out of macaroni. Why is it with macaroni? Kids' paintings is like macaroni. It's like you can look at it, you can hang it up, and you can have it for dinner later. So happy Mother's Day.
Oh, now they seem to
good.
have. There's a kind of inbuilt time bomb with the macaroni gifts where they, after a certain amount of years, you touch them and they just turn to dust.
Gone.
Oh.
It's a bit like Mission Impossible. This self-destruct.
Mother's Day gift will self-destruct. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I always remembered David was about 7, I think, and he came in and woke me up one Mother's Day morning with my Mother's Day gift, which was he'd made me breakfast to have breakfast in bed, which was lovely. And there was a glass of orange juice, which was nice. And then he presented me with my raisin toast. Now, I was wondering how he managed to get raisin toast because we didn't have any raisin bread in the house. So it turned out he'd found the bread and he'd found a packet of raisins.
Just stick it in there.
And he'd cut out little circles in the bread, pushed the raisins in, and then somehow managed to butter it and toast it and present it to me. And he sat there watching while I ate it.
Of course. Now you have to eat it.
But it was lovely. I always remember. I thought it was very inventive.
That's so cute.
Now, did you guys... Go ahead.
I was going to say, I remember when Lily was little, she was really fascinated by the whole breakfast in bed thing. And so one Mother's Day, she jumps into bed with me and makes Jeff bring us both breakfast in bed.
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
He's like, this is a great idea. I'm having breakfast in bed too.
Good girl. Did you ever have these things when you have memories of your mother on Mother's Day? My mother was quite weird. Hey, who knew? And you know, like, you know how they have sayings? They always have those sayings, you know, like Rod was saying, you know, why do your mothers tell you to wear clean underwear? If you have an accident, you know, it's not going to stay clean for long. My mother had 2 things that she would always say, always. It was just given. You know how when you're little and you're always asking, why? Why do we have to do why? Why? And she used to say, and it's in Hawaiian, but I'll tell you what it means. You say, why? And she'd go, chicken why? That's why. Now that means chicken feet. Now why? She would, I mean, you know, chicken, why? Chicken why? That's why. And it's like, chicken feet, really? Wow, that's what you got? And then if we got really irritated, she would say, oh, you kids give me a pain where the pill don't reach. And that was like, you know, that was like her saying. That was like my mother's favorite sayings to us. Give me a pain where the pill don't reach, and chicken feet, that's why. Okay, well, that answers that question. Mom's nuts.
But I can remember 2 of my mother's sayings, and the first one was when she really did not feel like going to work in the morning. And she'd drag herself up and she'd get herself ready and everything. Then she'd say, oh, well, money makes the mare go, whether it's got legs or no.
What?
Money makes the what?
Money makes the mare go, whether it's got legs or no. So, meaning, if you need the money and you're a horse, a mare, then you'd go even if you don't have any legs, because you need the money. You have to. But the other thing she used to, she was always, she never really swore, but she'd kind of walk that line a bit, you know, and she used to say when, you know, that point where they throw their arms up in the air, and she would say, Jesus, Johnny and Merciful Harry. I knew who Jesus was, but I did not know who Johnny or Merciful Harry were, and I've never found out.
I think they were music hall troupe, I think.
They sound like people from some of the characters from Happy Days.
Oh, hi, Johnny.
I don't know who Merciful Harry was, though.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, fabulous.
Motherhood is a tough job. We all have the thing. And then, it all comes down to the very last saying that every mother has in their bag of sayings. And it comes down to that when all else fails, just because I told you to, and because I said, that's why. There's no other discussion. I said, so do it what I say. So Thank you, Mom, for putting up with the chicken feet and the reach and whatever. But
because I said so.
Because I said so. That's why. Don't make me slam my desk again.
And I think it would be very remiss of us as mums not to mention also that if you are coming up to Mother's Day and it's a tricky time for you, if your mum's no longer with you, or you don't have a very good relationship with your mum, or you don't have a very good relationship with your kids, we send extra big hugs and love to you as well on Mother's Day, because it can be pretty hard seeing all those slippers and flowers and chocolates and stuff in the shops and all the ads on TV and feeling like you can't participate in that. So big hugs to you as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Very good.
Cool. Now, last one of the night, ladies. We're running a little bit tight, so we have to be super, super speedy with this one. But what are our, here we go. What are our bingeables for this week's, tonight's show? What have we got to recommend?
Well, I left out an 80s comedy, which I think people should watch. If they haven't seen it, they'll enjoy it. And if they have seen it, they probably saw it more than once. And that is Princess Bride. Very fun movie with some memorable lines. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Which is interesting because they had that on a T-shirt, and some people in the plane that did not know, the guy getting on the plane had that T-shirt. They didn't know, weren't familiar with the movie, and so they thought he was a terrorist, and they had to stop. They freaked out, and then they couldn't take off, and it was please, people, come on, educate yourself. That's Princess Bride.
Oh my God.
I would follow that up with just a very quick one. My favorite movie of all time is a wee movie called Local Hero, and it's set in Scotland, and it's Burt Lancaster. It was one of the last films that he was in, but it's an absolutely magical movie. And yeah, it's one of those ones, I've been watching it for 30 years now, and I still see something different and funny every time I watch it.
Nice.
Cool.
And Maggie, you've been working on a bit of a project behind the scenes for us that you also wanted to share for our special Mother's Day gift to people out there.
Oh, the one today?
Yes.
Oh, right, sorry.
All right, we're done for the night. Thanks, everyone. Our closing bit is gone.
So I've just been working on revamping the Three Stuff Mums YouTube. And God, that was a walk down memory lane, because we made our first video back in 2010.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and Kayla's
I was a mere child of 60 then.
So you can see them all by just Googling Three Stuffed Mums. If you got YouTube, and then just put Three Stuffed Mums, it should come up. And what we'll also be doing is uploading these videos that we're doing as well. So I'll catch up on that at some point. But yeah, go watch our YouTube.
Yeah, so go watch the YouTube. So remind me what's on there, Maggie. Have we got some of our shows on there as well? Some of our shows.
Yeah. So there's so one of our songs, "Going Down to Brazil," is on there. There is
that's one of my favourite songs. Just say
a lot of the promo stuff from our first two French shows in 2011 and 2012.
Is that when we were sitting out in my back garden in the pagoda?
Yeah, that one's there as well. So most of the videos are really short. It's not a big time commitment when we were talking about upcoming shows and stuff like that. And they're great fun. Log on and have a laugh.
Fabulous. And big thank you to you too, Maggie, for getting all that sorted for us.
And
all of our fans watching and on the replay. We hope you enjoy that.
And you're probably wondering why. Did we say why we're wearing flowers tonight?
I don't know. Did we say?
Yeah, Kate said.
Yeah, I think we did. There was comments about flowers.
How lovely.
It's coming up to Mother's Day. I'm just worried. I just went in and got this off the garden. But so if you see anything crawling up, will you let me know? Because I'll be the last to see it.
So that's a real flower that you've grown, Maggie?
Well, yeah, it's a hibiscus.
Oh, fantastic. I've got a hibiscus thing out the back I could have got.
It's my cousin June's favourite colour as well.
June
grows big cabbage roses, that colour as well.
Yeah, so
this is paper.
This is just a flaky, flowery, fabric-y thing.
Yeah, this is fake as well. This is when I was working on the ships, one of the guys in the entertainment department was running a craft shop one day, and he made this yellow rose and he gave it to me. So I've had it for like about 5 years. I know all of my children on the cruise ships. They're lovely.
Oh, fantastic. Lovely. All right. Just before we wrap up, I just wanted to do a quick shout out to Heidi because she was cooking dinner and almost missed it. So thank you for joining us, Heidi. Well done. You made it just in time. And the good news is you can catch up on the replay if you haven't seen it all. And Katie Wright, hello, and Judy, hello. She wanted to say she loves her mum as well. And Reg, hello, and Julie said something about Andre the Giant. So
yes, that's that's from Princess Bride, lady.
And Heidi's put up her I think that's her YouTube channel. So we can't call it like youtube.com/threestuffmums until we get 100 subscribers.
All right.
So
it's going to be UCVI9ARCQW.
It really rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just follow the link.
And I have to tell you, we had to change it over because our old Three Stuffed Mums YouTube account is so old that none of us can remember how to log in or the password. That's why I had to upload all the videos onto a new one.
Yeah, it's more like we're so old. You're so old, you don't even remember your password.
Exactly.
So we've got one half-done YouTube account that'll be thought there forever in there.
That's sitting there.
As like a time capsule, and then we've got the new one as well. So thank you very much. Excellent. Yeah. All right, final words. What's our last things we want to say about this special, very special Mother's Day edition of the Viral Edition? Anything else? Last sign up.
I just want to say a big happy Mother's Day to everybody who cares for and nurtures any living thing, whether that's animals, plants, people, fish, birds, whatever. If you nurture and care, then you're using the natural mothering instincts within you, male or female,
and that goes for
or anything in between. Yeah. It doesn't matter what gender
it's not gender
you are,
specific.
or if you have no gender at all. if that instinct is within you, then this day is for you as well.
Lovely. Right. Nice.
And even if your mom's not there, you're still someone's child, so you could celebrate that that you did have something to do with the world. So go ahead and enjoy the day for yourself, and you can always have the great memories as well. And find another mother and hang out with her. You don't have to be related. People will be taking photographs going, who is that person in the back? I have no idea. They just showed up for brunch and I am not sure.
They come around every Mother's Day. I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
And I would like to also just say, take a moment on Sunday, if you are a mum yourself, to just give yourself a massive pat on the back for doing what you do day in, day out, because being a mum is a non-stop job. There's no holidays, there's no time off. Just very well done to you guys, and just make sure you take a bit of time and just go, yeah, I am awesome.
Yeah, because everybody else gets to take off during this period, and you're like one of those essential workers that doesn't get to still has to be there. So, thank you. Thank you for holding up the fort.
Or like I say, Mother's Day, the day you have to wait 24 hours before doing the breakfast dishes.
Yeah.
You get the day off, Mom? Thanks a lot. Thank you. But after the day passes, 12:01, you're back on the clock.
Back on the job. You can clean up all the mess that you didn't do.
Yeah.
Alrighty, fantastic. So I think that's it, ladies.
That's it.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us again for the Three Stuffed Mums Viral Edition.
We'll see you next week.
See you again on Tuesday.
See you on Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
We won't be making that mistake again.
All right. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.